What's your superpower and what does it cost you? I end up in a lot of conversations about people's personal improvement, their self-development, their personal development plans, how they become a better leader, a stronger leader, more impactful leader. And so very often we come down to some traits, characteristics, capabilities that are gaps for these individuals. And in many cases, the gaps are essentially a cost that come along with what I would consider someone's superpower. What is it that makes them great? What is it that makes them impactful? And so we pay attention to more closing our gaps sometimes than we do about leveraging our strengths. And so when we start to look at our strengths, right, there might be many things that we bring to the table, but I believe everybody that makes a strong contribution to an organization probably has one or two what I would call superpowers, things that are really the core of who they are, core of their effectiveness, and really what propels them into their future, into their goals, into their gains. Now, what happens is when that superpower comes along with it, some things that aren't as desirable, we start to suppress the superpower as a way to minimize those gains. And that's where we make a mistake. Now, I'm not going to say we don't pay attention to the negative impact of those things, right? We can manage them, we can mitigate them, we can overcome them in other ways, but don't lose your superpower in the process. So, as an example for myself, I consider myself a very curious person. I love to know why. I love to know the why behind things. And so, whether I read books or study the economy or look at my clients or look at the system's dynamics or look at just an individual and what makes them effective, I want to know why. I don't want to just, you know, copy and paste a solution that works, knowing that it works, and just say, just do this. I want to know why it works. And so that curiosity is what fuels me and what allows me to write and have insights and other things. Now, what's the cost of that? You say, well, of course we want a curiosity. Well, I can get lost in the weeds. I can get lost in the footnotes. I can get lost studying cause and effect that has nothing to do with why I'm there, why I'm having that conversation. And so the curiosity starts to consume my time, my bandwidth, my attention span on things that perhaps are not necessary for moving forward. So, how do I overcome that? I try as best I can, staying super focused on why am I studying this? Why am I asking these questions? What is my goal in this conversation, in this engagement? And so by staying focused on my purpose, I try to trim my curiosity and keep it focused on the things that I pay attention to. Now, there's lots of superpowers that have a cost. We might be incredibly passionate. We might be a great relational person. We might be very engaging with others. We might be extremely smart. We might be extremely analytical, right? There's all sorts of superpowers that we bring to the table. And every one left unchecked likely has a cost. The question is, do we try to minimize the cost by eliminating the superpower? Or do we still leverage the superpower, lean into that, and understand the consequences and manage them differently? So, what's your superpower? What does it gain you? What does it cost you? And how do you manage that going forward? Love to hear your thoughts. Thank you.